Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Flow Soccer channel. My name is Matt. Inter Miami finally get a win. What I feel like it's been a while since we've gotten a win against the New York Red Bulls, 4-1. I have some notes right in front of me in my notebook. I also have it pulled up on my phone. We have a couple of things to talk about in this live discussion, and both positive and negative. We're going to focus mainly on the positive because at the end of the day, this is a win, and this, after just a quite of a rough week or past couple of weeks, I guess you could say. But look, Inter Miami scoring 4 goals. I just feel like that hasn't been seen in just a really long time. So we're just gonna focus on that. But welcome everybody into the chat. Thank you for everybody's patience. I want to apologize again for not going live yesterday. I literally had to work like 12 hours. I'm pretty like it was about 12 hours. And by the time I got home, I think like the second half was like wrapping up, and I was like, I literally, I barely even like watched the game. So it's like, I'm not even going to do a post reaction if I barely watched the game. So today I worked about like, I don't know, 9 hours, 10 hours, roughly. Let's just say about like, yeah, about like 9 hours. So I worked 9 hours. I ate, I watched the game, I took some notes, and I'm ready to talk about it a little bit more. Now, what's up to Vice Rosa? What's up to EJ Torres using the emojis for members? What's up, Soccer Daddies in the chat? Ash is saying the win was needed. AC Arnett in the chat as well. This match doesn't change one bit what I think about Miami. We're gonna get to that in just a second, my friend. I want to ask, and maybe some watch MLS Next Pro. I heard Santi Morales' name from the commentator. Did Mascherano just drop him down to that league? He came from, so he's always been with the second team, but he just has a contract. I think he's on like loan with the first team if I remember correctly. But they're playing right now against NYCFC 2, and it's halftime right now, and they're tied 1-1. So hopefully they're doing well. Morales got an assist actually. Afonso starting up top. Saja, El Chino Saja's son is playing up top as well. We have Tyler Hall starting at center back. Who else is in here? Bailey Sparks is in the midfield. Zubida on the wing. Montenegro. Some of the older or some of the guys that's already been in the squad. So, um, they got Destin in the on the bench. So yeah. So hopefully that game is or hopefully they end up doing well. What do I do? I work in sports. I work in communications for a college here in Florida. So it's a lot of work. It's a lot of work. What's up, Gustavo and Anthony says Suarez finally scored. Okay, let's get into it. So 4 goals, one by Fafa, one by Chelo. I don't know, which is always random. One from Suarez and one from Messi. We're gonna get to all of them today. Let's go through the first goal. Well, let's look at the starting lineup first. This was the starting lineup for yesterday. Ustari in Jordi Alba, Noah Allen, Lujan, and Chelo Wingant in the back four. We have Yannick, Bright, and Bushi as the two CDMs. Fafa, Messi, Ashende, and Suarez are the attacking front. Now, I think we can point out the obvious, that the fact that Lujan even started this game, and that was just I think that caught everybody off guard. Um, I was happy seeing Bright get the start. Chelo, I mean, we didn't see Frey get a start, but like I said in the previous stream, it's not that I don't think Chelo deserves to play. I would just like to see Ian Frey get more minutes. Um, and then we ended up seeing Fafa get a start, which is always very, very nice. He ended up scoring, like I said, so it was very, very well. I liked the lineup going into this game, to be honest. I mean, obviously, with the one issue being Lujan, that was probably the one thing that I didn't like from this lineup. But I think he ended up getting subbed out for, I think it was Maxi or something. Oh no, Chelo came out for Maxi. No, so he played the full 90. That's crazy. Yeah, no, that's kind of crazy to me. Hopefully that doesn't become a trend. Swap Lujan with Frey and then you're good. Chelo is so confusing. Chelo is confusing us people who choose Frey over him. Yeah, I mean, like I said, I'm one of the biggest Chelo haters, and I've been very critical on Chelo, and but he's been doing well. He's been doing well recently, and he's been really, really fighting for this starting spot. Um, so I have to give him his roses. I have to give him props. But overall, I thought defense. I mean, like this team played very defensively. Honestly, all game long, probably for the 90 minutes, we just played very, very defensively, despite being up to nothing, 3-1, 4-1. We're just a very defensively focused team, and that's something that we've been witnessing all season long, to be honest. So it wasn't really a surprise there, but it kind of surprised me a little bit because like we were up and we were in theory we were like pretty like I don't want to say the Rebels were bad, but like they were manageable. Like we were able to compete against them pretty comfortably, and they really couldn't kind of handle us in a way. Um, so I thought the defense did really good. Noah Allen obviously always being a really real standout. Lujan did okay. Obviously, Chelo getting a goal from being wide and even getting very involved in the attack. Very good. I thought Jordi Alba probably had the slowest game, but it's okay because it's Jordi Alba. In the midfield, Bright does what he does. To be honest, I mean he makes tackles, he makes interceptions. I'm gonna see if I can get some stats here, but he won 7 out of 11 ground duels, which is very crazy. This is his stat. The one actually negative that I think I have on Yannick Bright is the fact that I've noticed that he hesitates a lot pushing up the field. I actually wrote that down in my notes. Um, I put that Yannick Bright hesitates a little bit progressing the ball forward, and whether that's dribbling, I mean, like he'll make a pass forward, but when he sees that he's a little bit contested, he'll just like I don't know if he'll panic. I don't know if panic's the right word, but I say panic. I think he'll panic and either pass it out wide or pass it backwards, pass it to Messi, whatever the case may be. Um, which is like I don't want to give him a hard time about it, but it's definitely something that he has to improve on, and I think he wants to improve that in his game because it's going to be very important, especially as a midfielder. Even though he's a defensive midfielder, he's playing kind of like a six. Um, he he still needs to, somewhat. He does get caught kind of high up that midfield at times, especially on a counterattack, and so that's something that he'll want to learn. He'll need to learn in order to just keep improving, keep evolving as a midfielder. But he does great. Regardless, he did get a yellow card. I feel like this guy is always getting yellow cards. He's turning into a Toto Aviles, but I feel more comfortable with Yannick Bright on a yellow card. I don't know if anybody else has said this or anybody else thought this, but because it's like whenever Toto Aviles gets a yellow card, we all panic. We all think that like he's just gonna get sent off. Like it's kind of a no brainer. Like when you see Toto Aviles get a yellow card, it's like, oh shit, here we go again, another yellow card. This guy's probably gonna get sent off. But with Yannick Bright, I don't get that. Um, get that fear. I don't get the nerves of the fact that he's going to get another yellow card to get sent off. It feels very safe. Feels very like disciplined when it comes to tackling, when it comes to his timing. So I feel very comfortable even when Yannick Bright's on a card. So huge props to him. He's been doing well. Bushi's probably the best player. He was probably one of the best players on the field yesterday. Um, I mean, he always has, and I give him I always give him the credit that he deserves every single game because honestly, without Busi, this midfield would probably fall apart slightly. Um, when it came to the attack, let me talk about Ashende before I get into Fafa. So like with Ashende, it's weird, right? Because I thought Ashende did well playing wide. So I thought him being able to stretch out the defense a bit. Obviously, he had a cross. I don't even think he was credited with the assist because it doesn't show it here. But when he was on the attack in that first half, quote unquote assisting Suarez with that goal, it came from a wide play, and that was from a pass. I think that was a pass, or it was chested down by Suarez. He passed it to Messi. Messi long ball down the right to Tadeo. Tadeo ended up low crossing it to Suarez in the back post, and it ended up going in. So I thought Tadeo did well stretching out and playing pretty wide. And I think Fafa did, I don't know why that refreshed. I think Fafa did the same thing, playing wide, using his speed, using just his ability. And Fafa is like literally the definition of what you could like say. He's just a good player. He's just a very, very good player. And I think we're very lucky to have a player like Fafa Pico in this team. He's a quality veteran, just all out great player, and I think any team in the MLS would be really, really lucky to have him. And he needs to start. He needs to start more. He needs to at least get more minutes. This was his second goal, consecutive goal with the team coming from as a starter. So he scored in the Dallas game. He started that game, and now he started this game and he scored. So he really, really gives his 100% in every single game that he do. And Mascherano gave him that credit in the post game press conference. So at least Mascherano is noticing the efforts and the work rate of Fafa Pico because he really deserves everything that's going on. Vice Rosa says Aviles getting a yellow card always guarantees a goal from the other team. It is a phenomenon or some curse. Yeah, it's definitely just a huge coincidence, but Aviles had a huge disciplinary problem. I think he's been improving it as of late, but we're gonna talk a little bit more about Toto Aviles as soon as I'm done talking about the team and the game, because I do have a theory on Toto and some of the other players. And Messi and Yannick Bright, great chemistry. Yannick Bright connects well with the Fantastic Four. He connects well with Jordi. He connects well with Busi. He knows how to cover in space. He knows how to move forward when he's needed. He makes good passes. Obviously, the interceptions are always fantastic. Yannick Bright is a top center mid. Um, Ashende played well injured again. Played well injured again. Um, yeah, Italian and Argentina work well together. Ashende is a good outlet and a good hold up player. Him being a winger is less than desired. Okay. Before Miami was looking for Neymar like player, days later we got Fafa. True. Ashende has great control on the ball, but can't score. That okay? That's the thing. That's the key here with Ashende, and I'm glad you brought this up on East, um, because the thing is, and this is why I'm assuming Tadeo Ashende doesn't play striker, and because this is something that I brought up before. I'm like, why can't Tadeo Ashende just play striker? Maybe play more centrally, cut inside, etc. But his finishing has it's just not up there. It just hasn't been the best recently. And anytime that he has the ball in front of the net, he just kind of fumbles it. So, and we've seen that last night. We've seen that against Dallas, and I'm pretty sure we've seen that against Vancouver, if I remember correctly. Because I didn't personally like, and I went to the Vancouver game, right? So I was looking at him in person, like he was literally coming down my left, his right hand side, and like he would lose the ball every time that he would get it, or he wouldn't make the right runs, or he couldn't shoot. The shot sucked, etc. So he misses a lot of chances, or any chance that he gets in front of goal, he'll miss. So he's not really reliable in front of net in that way. There was actually a moment where he panicked. I don't know if it was once or two times that happened in this game, but there were at least one moment there was at least one moment where he panicked in front of goal and ended up being blocked or deflected, or I don't know how that ended up. But yes, and so he's better off on the wing. I like it better on the wing, to be honest. And same thing with Fafa. I like both of them, to be honest. And with Messi and Suarez in the middle, it's it's just Messi and Suarez. Messi looked very frustrated yesterday. I'm sure a lot of people talked about it. There was a lot of videos going around, and everybody on Twitter was talking about it. But I mean, Messi just has very high standards. Like, you know what I'm trying to say? Like, Messi, being Messi, is always gonna want to play at a top level, and it's gonna be. And when he's not playing at that level, he's gonna be mad. He's gonna be frustrated, whether that's himself at himself or at the team. And I'm sure it was mainly by himself. Like he was frustrated on how he couldn't really do much in the beginning of the game, at least. Even though I thought he did fine, to be honest. Um, and you know, he always seems like he's getting locked down. It always seems like, you know, the people are just ganging up on him. But at the end of the day, like, that's exactly what's happening, and there's nothing really he could do about it. But it frustrates him. Um, because he's not really at that peak physicality like he once was. With Suarez, I thought he had a great game. This is probably the best Suarez that we've seen in a while. I mean, obviously he got the goal. I think he was credited with an assist. Did he get an assist? I think he did get an assist, but I don't remember from which goal it was. Anyway, um, so that's two goal contributions in this game where he hasn't, you know, gotten anything in over a month. And this doesn't, honestly, it doesn't make up for the goal drought, the goal spell, or whatever you would want to call it, that he's been under for the last month. It doesn't make up for that. So I don't want to make it seem that way, but um and to be honest, he was kind of struggling at times. I mean, we did obviously see him play a deeper role like he has tried to in past games, playing as like a false nine-ish kind of, trying to, you know, slow it down, make progressive passes, give it to players like Messi, or give it to players like Tadeo Ashende, like Fafa, or players who can just run either down the wings or just be able to progress it forward even more. And then on the goal that he scored, he ended up arriving late on the play, which honestly came in his favor, because if he arrived on time, quote unquote, on time for that play, he wasn't going to score. He was going to get marked. But since nobody expected him to be there, um, he ended up being on his own and then scored. So, you know, there's a lot of things that can go into about Suarez, and I mean, I guess I can go into it now since we're done really with the team. Okay, no, we'll talk about the bench, and then we'll get into a little bit more Suarez and kind of more situational things about these players, right? Because I'm seeing you guys in the comments and what you guys have to say. Um, because so, like, who came off the bench? It was Segovia. I thought Segovia did well off the bench in certain role that he played. We saw Maxi Falcon come on. We saw Kremaski come on for Suarez. Suarez came out around the 60th minute, so he played around an hour almost. Obando came on for Fafa, and then Redondo came on for Bright, just managing minutes. We didn't see Ian Frey. We didn't see Tomas Aviles, and which is still frustrating for a lot of people. No Aviles, no Frey. What's going on? So let me talk about. Well, actually, no. Who should we talk about first? Let's talk about Delasco first. Let's talk about Delasco, and then we'll go down. We'll talk about Suarez. We'll talk about Lujan. We'll talk about all these guys individually. So, Delasco Segovia, I was taking notes on this. So, we've primarily played Delasco Segovia as a like a left winger, left mid ish. He was a primary left player. And when he first arrived at the club, that's not exactly what we thought he was going to play. When he arrived at the club, we all thought like this was going to be our next eight, essentially. We thought this guy was, that's all we kind of commented on. All we said was like, okay, Velasco Segovia is a great eight. He'll be a great box to box. He's good defensively. He's good offensively. He'll be a great partner to Boosie, etc. Right? And but we haven't seen that. We really haven't seen that. I feel like we've primarily seen him on the wing, which I personally feel like we shouldn't see that anymore. I think that he needs to be playing more of an 8 role, more of a box to box type of player. I think if he can contribute that into more central areas like him, like him and Messi really complement each other, right? So if Messi is able to provide balls into Ashende, if I Ashende into Segovia, into if Segovia and vice versa, if Velasco Segovia can really get involved a little bit more, and not really clash with anybody else, because I felt like with in the left wing he wasn't able to create, he wasn't able to, I guess facilitate is the right word, um or is the word that I'm looking for from those wider areas. I think he'll be more efficient in those central areas. Um, so I think that I don't know if Mascherano is planning on doing that or continuing to do that, and I don't know if that just kind of ended up being like a coincidence in how that played out. But um, okay, look here. Even Giovanni is saying it right here. I felt Segovia meshed better centrally with Messi. 100% agree. It's definitely something that we have to see. But the only problem that I have with this is that it kind of it's very difficult to structure the team because it's like you can't play everybody, right? So it's like who do you leave out in that midfield, and who would you bring in out wide? So it's like I've been trying to figure this out. Maybe I'm just like slow and I have no idea. But we have Lionel Monaco actually that has potential. It concerned me that Messi didn't seem to celebrate any of the goals and did not look happy at all. And I personally just believe that it's just his standard, like it's his level of standards. He wants to he wants to be the dominant team. He wants to be offensively dominant. He wants to control possession. He wants to make good passes, make good runs. But essentially that's not how Inter Miami have been playing. That's not how he's been playing. And I think that's what his frustration might be coming from. Um, you know, Miami, even though we won 4-1 in this game, we weren't necessarily offensively dominant, I guess you could say. I'm gonna try to pull up some stats here for you guys. But it in watching it felt that we didn't like, I don't know, like how do I say it? Like we didn't like it wasn't like constantly we were getting like chance after chance after chance. We were definitely dominant over. I personally believe that we were definitely the better team. I thought that we were the favorable team. I thought that we still we just played better on the day than New York Red Bulls. New York Red Bulls, I just don't think handled us. They were just playing off of what we were giving them, and they didn't really take any initiative, in my opinion, for any necessary like for any point during the game. Um, look in the first half, look in the first half, I could show you this right now. First half, I'm gonna move my head. First half, I'm gonna put myself up here. New York had 6 total shots. Inter Miami had 7. So it was very even in that point, right? In terms of just shots. And then in the second half, 4 shots, 5 shots. So it was very even on that point. Possession, Miami controlled on for the whole 90 minutes. We had 1 big chance each, 4 big chances in the first half. First half, we were definitely better. So we weren't dominant in terms of maybe shots or things like that, but I still thought we were the better team. I looked back at Messi last 20 minutes and was kind of looking, or he was kind of getting hacked. They didn't show it as much on the broadcast, so I think that was part of why he was pissed. That too. I mean, everybody's really coming for him. Bench Suarez and give about 90 minutes to Obando. We'll talk about that in a second. Guys, at least Caravaggio finally beat a player 1v1. There is still hope, says Brad. Messi needs young, fast players on the wings. If they are fully healthy, I suggest Baltasar and Fafa. Well, yeah, I mean, like, we have to see what Baltasar can do because we just don't know what kind of a player he is yet or what kind of a player he can be for this team. Segovia plays better when either Messi or Suarez. Okay, this was the point that I was going to bring up because remember what I said, like it depends on, like it's going to be hard to form the team because you can't play everybody, and I was worried about bringing up the fact of either benching Suarez or Messi because I feel like Messi, Suarez, and Telasco Segovia can't play on the same team. Like, it sounds crazy. Like, I know you guys might think I'm insane. I'm not a tactician. I'm not fucking Pep Guardiola. I'm not Jose Mourinho. So I'm not. Don't consider me like a masterclass at this stuff. But in my opinion, it's either like you play Messi and Suarez, and then like I guess in this case Fafa and Tadeo Allende, or you bench either Messi or Suarez, and then you play Velasco Segovia. Because I just feel like you can't play all three at the same time. I think like it's just not like productive. I don't know if productive is the right word. It's you just don't get enough. I feel like you don't get you're not unlocking the full potential of what the Velasco Segovia can do and etc. But and like what Upcode says here, um all three want to play the middle. When Delasco plays on the left, when he's put on that left hand side, he's gonna drift centrally, and then when that happens, he's gonna clash. Him and Messi are literally going to bump into each other, and that's been happening. And same, it's happened with Suarez as well. Him and Suarez kind of overlap, like they run into each other, and it really congests that area, and maybe it doesn't give the freedom for him to be the creative player or the just the skillful player that he is on the ball, Delasco. And then it draws too much attention to Suarez, so then he is not able to get an opportunity or enough time on the ball or to move around or look for a spot to be in. And it's the same with Messi. They're not giving each other time or space. So I think that what happened today or yesterday, I guess, what happened yesterday when Suarez came on and then Velasco Segovia came on, or Suarez is off, Velasco Segovia came on. I thought that was the best. It was interesting because I didn't expect it, but I think it was the right decision. It was probably one of the better decisions that Mascherano has made probably all year long. If Suarez does not get subbed off, we can see more goals in the second half. What's you though? Messi gets fumbled many times yesterday. If he does not score yesterday, it was his worst game. But it was his worst game because it's like he can't do anything. Like he wasn't able to do anything. He definitely looked off. He definitely looked very frustrated. Maybe Messi needs to sit out a game. And I wouldn't honestly, I wouldn't necessarily be opposed to it. Not because he's playing bad or whatever, but sometimes you need kind of a mental reset for yourself, for your team. I mean, now we're playing on Saturday. I forget who it's against. I think is it this Saturday that we're playing a Western Conference team, or is it? I'm gonna look it up really quick, but you know, he's been playing a lot. He's been playing a lot of games since just very recently, and so maybe he just needs a mental reset, and maybe benching him this Saturday is not the worst idea in the world. Same thing with Suarez. Benching him on Saturday is not the worst idea in the world. Yeah, so Saturday, May 10th, we have that's right. We have back-to-back road games. Um, this Saturday we're on the road against Minnesota, and then we have a midweek game on the 14th against San Jose, also on the road. That's at 10:30 p.m. Eastern time, so that's going to be interesting. And then we come back at home for the Florida Derby against Orlando. So that's going to be a fun game to go to. Messi looks mad as hell if Inter Miami gets humiliated in Club World Cup. Yeah, I mean, I don't know, man. It's going to be interesting, the Club World Cup, but I'm not really concerned too much about it. Do you think Inter Miami can win CONCACAF Champions Cup next year with Barca boys being a year older? I'm not gonna lie, that we were supposed to win it. Like that was if we were gonna win the competition, it's gonna be this year. Obviously I'm not completely ruling out the fact that we could win it next year, but I'm just upset the fact that it was so possible for us to win it this year, and we just couldn't handle Vancouver, unfortunately. But we'll see. I mean, I definitely hope for the best for next year. Matt, that happened with Dybala. Dybala couldn't play with Messi. Same situation. You agree? Correct? 100% agree. 1,000. And I think I've expressed my opinions on Dybala. I have Dybala. This orange painting right here is a Dybala painting. I absolutely love Dybala. I love how he plays for Roma. I love everything. Like I loved how we, him in Juve, and he played in Palermo. He is such a great, fantastic player, and the fact that Messi was on the Argentine national team, it really, really hindered him because he couldn't. Him and Messi couldn't play at the same time without there being some sort of clash. Um, the one time I got very lucky when I went to the Finalissima in 2022 in London, I saw Dybala play, and I was so happy because it's like I'm like, damn, oh shit, like Dybala got some minutes, but it's a very similar situation here with Delasco. I'm not trying to compare Delasco with Dybala or whatever. Um, but it's something similar when it comes to clashing. All three want to clog the middle, and any team that jams up the middle stops their offense. It's exactly. And we were very, I guess, lucky. I don't know if lucky is the right word, but that's what the Red Bulls were doing, and that's what every team really does. But Red Bulls gave us a lot of width because we never attacked the widths, and that's essentially where we got every single goal that we scored came from the width, except for that last one with Messi. It came from like the last goal, like over the head, whatever touch. So we and surprise surprise, like we've like everybody in this chat has said it and I've said it, like we needed to use the widths, and once we use them we scored 3 goals, and that's what we needed to do against Vancouver. But it is what it is. Very obvious Messi is unhappy with the team, the plan, and everything. Someone his level no way will be happy with this kind of setup or play. I wish he will not extend and go back to Europe for World Cup. Highly doubt he'll go back to Europe. um I highly, highly doubt it at this point, at this stage. I think his future is kind of set in stone. Um, he's gonna play in the stadium next year. Like I just have like that feeling. There's no way Inter Miami are gonna go into 2026 with the new stadium and not have Messi to promote it. Like they're gonna use Messi's name to sell tickets and shit. Like there's no way. Have you seen much of it on Miami Formula One? Yeah, I saw it. With Boosie, this guy clearly not taking the job seriously. He wants to hang out with his buddies. He's not a coach. Segovia's best offensive games early in the season were when Messi were injured. Ding, 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 ding. Coincidence? I think not. Vice Rosa. Upcode has been giving, by the way, shout out to Upcode because he's been giving crazy, like, his comments have been very spot on this entire time. Remember when Ronaldinho went from Gremio to Querétaro? I feel like Messi is trying to do what his sensei did. See, Messi, you're crazy, mate. It's not a crazy idea. We've seen it happen before. We've seen Messi get benched. We've seen Suarez get benched. There's nothing wrong. I'm not saying that Messi should get benched for how he's playing, but sometimes when you're frustrated like that, you need the mental reset. Um, and it's gonna be interesting. Minnesota are no joke. Minnesota now have Gressel, so it's gonna be interesting seeing Gressel in a different jersey now and playing against us. But apparently they've been doing all right. Apparently they've been doing all right. We play against Gressel on Saturday in Minnesota. Sit Messi and Suarez for San Jose. That's also a really good shout. Need Messi for Minnesota. Do you think we're going to get a top player in the June window? I think so. I 1000 like it won't be KDB apparently. Apparently it's not going to be Kevin De Bruyne, but I definitely believe we're bringing in somebody. I think somebody has to come in. I don't know how or who or how it's gonna work because I mean Mascherano probably could have said this for media purposes. Mascherano specifically said that he doesn't just want to bring, like if he's gonna bring somebody in the summertime, he's not specifically gonna bring him in just to play in the Club World Cup. He said that that's disrespectful. He said that if he's gonna bring somebody in, they're gonna play for the season, and they're gonna hope like or he's gonna hope that they play for the season and be ready to play for the season. So we're gonna see whether that's Neymar, whether that's someone else, Modric, whoever it could be. I just really, really hope Roma. Yeah, I really like Roma, and I really love I love watching any European team that has a lot of Argentinians in it, like Roma, um, like Atletico Madrid. I've been really, really enjoying Atletico Madrid. Um, and stuff like that. So I really enjoy watching like European football when it comes to that sort of thing. All this talk about playing to essentially makes me miss Taylor and Gressel more. Yeah, man. I'm still sad that they left. Obviously, business is business, but we definitely could have used players like Gressel at least. I was the biggest Gressel supporter last year. I backed him up all the way. When people were talking shit on his name, I was literally like, yeah, no, like Gressel's been fine. I like Gressel. He's been doing his job, but whatever. Um, he was getting paid a crazy amount, so it was better off, I guess. Irwin says Messi is upset with the team because Mascherano is too defensive and afraid to attack, and Messi doesn't get the ball. It's like you're playing and your mates never gave you a ball. We can talk about that for a second. Um, this, like I've said, and like we all know, this team, and like what Irwin says, is a very defensive team. Mascherano plays a very defensive style of football. He plays with the low block, like a mid to low block. Um, Players like Suarez, like Messi, try their best to drop in deep, especially Suarez. You could see Suarez drop a little bit deeper, and then Messi just kind of takes his time getting back. Um, I don't. It's very weird to me. Okay, I don't know if weird's right. It's just interesting because we have such a attack. We have a lot of talent in the attack, and I feel like it's not maybe not a waste, but I feel like we're not utilizing it properly. Like there's still we're missing something, and I feel like playing so defensive is kind of ruining our offense a little bit. I say that, and we scored 4 goals yesterday, but I don't know. Like we've shown that we can definitely concede less goals. We can even hold clean sheets, which is something that we've struggled to do last year, but we haven't been offensively threatening as we were last year. Last year we had Messi top like being playing out of his mind. We had Suarez playing out of his mind. Obviously Busi being one of the better players. You know, last year we were very offensively dominant, and this year we don't seem to be dominant in the attack. We're definitely threatening. I could definitely say that we're threatening in the attack. Obviously, when you have players like Messi and Suarez and whoever up top, you're always going to be threatening. But I don't know. I feel like there's just something like it's just weird that we're playing defensively, but we're signing a lot of offensively threatening players. And it's like I feel like it would be the opposite. You would want to build off the offense, and because we have a great defense, like we have a really good defense with Noah Allen, with Maxi Falcon, with Toto Aviles, I guess with Lujan and Chelo and Ian Frey. So it's like let's just go. Like let's go in the offensive. Maybe they're playing more defensive because they or Mascherano knows he has players like Messi and Suarez who are we're technically building around, and they don't have the legs to kind of full press or be fully like running around for 90 minutes. So maybe that's why he's playing more defensive because they're essentially playing 2 men short. Like they're essentially playing 2 men down. Most like some of the time, unless it's like we're playing counterattack and then we have Messi in the midfield and he knocks a long ball into like Tadeo Ashende like he did yesterday. But I don't know. Messi 100% needs to sit. Nah, bro, I just got tickets for. Who said that Messi should? Yeah, Upcode said Messi and Suarez should sit for the San Jose game, and then unlucky. Then your name is literally unlucky. Said that he got tickets to go see San Jose versus Inter Miami. I mean, I hope Messi, for your sake, I hope Messi and Suarez play so you can see them. I want either a pacey striker or a not so great winger. The not so great winger could literally be Fafa Pico. Like that could literally be our not so winger. And then our striker, it's always gonna be Suarez. Like we're not gonna have Suarez. We're not gonna have a world where Suarez is not our main guy until he retires. And that's just fact. That's just there's just no way around that. Not even close enough. I'm still very suspicious. We don't need any 2 game player to be added, then out for the rest of the season with injury. FIFA's transfer window for CWC does mention that the players have to be in the roster for the home championship of each team, not only to play in the Club World Cup. Okay, that's good to know, Francisco. Francisco, thank you, because I mean that makes a lot of sense, right? I mean, it would be stupid just to sign a player just for a competition and then have them go back to their whatever club they were playing for. I hope if Minnesota scores by Gressel that the team doesn't shit to him or Suarez doing his unusual tantrums. We're missing anything. We have too much. We're missing anything. We are missing anything. We have too much. Too many people in the same positions and too many people that have to be played regardless of who is playing best. Redondo. Affirmation is not helping our offense. We need 4-3-3 or 4-4-2. Yeah, I mean, we've been playing 4-4-2. Uh, we've been playing 4-4-2 this whole time. We play our 4-4-2 defensive shape, and then when we go on the attack, we play like a 4-2, like 4 or 4-2-5 or whatever it is, 4-2-4. Um, or sometimes we go 4-2-3-1. We haven't actually. I don't think we've gone 4-2-3-1 in the longest time. Um, it's always been like a 4-4-2 structure. Miami is a Ferrari that doesn't go more than 50 miles per hour with Mascherano. That's honestly a good. That's a good reference. That's a good comparison. I have one more question for you. All this, and maybe we didn't think of this. Who will replace Messi when he leaves Miami? You can't. You can't replace Messi. Uh, Messi is irreplaceable. You're not going to be able to find another player like Messi. There will not be another player like Messi. Um, the fact that MLS and Inter Miami are gaining the attraction and the attention that they have been is all because of him, and there won't be another player like that unless it's like maybe Lamine Yamal in like 20, 30 years or something or whatever. 25 years. So maybe, but that's if he gets to Messi's level. Because David Beckham was at a crazy level. Like David Beckham changed the MLS back when he joined. Like it was David Beckham this, David Beckham that, David Beckham this, bend it like Beckham, whatever. And then Messi, and then MLS was dead. Even though we had players like Schweinsteiger, we had players like David Villa, Andrea Pirlo, Frank Lampard, who joined the NYCFC or who joined the new franchise at the time, NYCFC. Then here, even here, we had Matuidi, who just won the World Cup. Like he joined Inter Miami the year after he won the World Cup. Um, was it the year? It could have been the year or 2 years after because he won in 2018. He joined in 2020 or 2019. I forget, but you know what I'm saying. He literally joined like the year after he won the World Cup. We had Pizarro. Like we had who else we had? Ponzuelo, who was really good. We had uh DeAndre Yedlin played for the national team for a bit. I don't know. But it's like nothing's gonna compare to Messi. I think behind the scenes Suarez probably beats up verbally on Segovia, so he's like a beat dog. So when they're on the field. So he's like a beat dog when they're on the field together. Who's the best winger in MLS right now? That let's steal that guy. Mas said that they have all the money in the world, and with the new rules, we can totally do it. More than two men down. Messi, Suarez, Segovia, Shende don't really defend, and Redondo is just horrible. And Alba half defends, and Lujan is worse than stepping in doo doo barefoot. So I mean, yeah, obviously Messi and Suarez don't defend. Ashende does his best to track back. Delasco does his best to track back. Alba, I'm not saying that he's bad defensively, but sometimes he'll get caught off, like out of position or something, and then Noah Allen kind of has to pick up the slack. But you know, it's I don't know. It is what it is. When Messi leaves, hopefully, and Miami has a great coach. I don't know. Probably in a couple of years, maybe we'll have maybe a more experienced coach who sees our project and likes our project, what we're doing, and hopefully take it as like a Wilfred Nancy kind of thing. But I don't know. We'll see. What else did we talk? What else was I supposed to talk about today? I don't know. I mean, like we kind of talked about everything essentially, or most of the things I would say. We talked about Messi. We talked about the Suarez situation. We talked about the Lasco situation. Oh, let's talk about Toto a little bit. I want to talk about Toto in the defense a little bit because I have it right here written. Because we're talking about Lujan. and we're talking about him starting. We haven't seen Toto play in a while. I feel like we haven't seen him play since Dallas, right? But at the same time, it was like, right? Was it Dallas? Let me double check if it was Dallas. It was, yeah, it was Dallas as a CDM. But I feel like Toto is not getting a lot of playing time. I don't know if that's just me, but I just feel like I don't know if he's lost the trust of Mascherano, because like sometimes he'll come off the bench. We saw like in Dallas he played as a CDM. Like maybe Mascherano's trying to figure out a new role for Toto Aviles, because I just found it weird that he didn't come off the bench um against, or it didn't start. Like I don't know. I found it interesting. I just found it very interesting. I don't know if it's like I'm being a little bit too dramatic on this, but it's I was like, I mean, is Toto still kind of in the team? I mean, he's definitely not a starter. He's definitely no longer a starter, and Mascherano has showed that, he's proved that the starters are between, well, Noah Allen I think has proven himself to be a starter, but for the other side it would be either Maxi or Lujan, and then for right back it would either be Cello or Frey. So I don't know. It's just like a very interesting situation, and it kind of goes the same with just like other players like Redondo and Bright, you know, Ustari and Drake even. Oh shit, true. Why doesn't Toto play? Yeah, I don't know. Next game is Saturday. Next game is Saturday against Minnesota, against Grussel's Minnesota. San Jose game with Josef. I think Josef will play. I don't know if he's like injured or not. I'm pretty sure he's fine. Um, I honestly don't know. But maybe Mascherano is saving Toto when Baltasar is given the okay to play. Maybe to hide how those two played together, or three, including Redondo. I don't think so. I personally don't think so, because I don't like, it's pointless to like save somebody because of an injured player. Like I personally don't see the reasoning behind that. Um so it's I personally don't see the reasoning behind that. So maybe, but I don't know. I just don't think that Mascherano has that trust in Toto Aviles, the one of the most, if not the most expensive center back in MLS history, and instead he's going with Lujan and he's going with Maxi, which I don't know. I just thought I just pointed out because we just haven't seen it in a while, and maybe we'll see Toto play as like a backup CDM. Maybe we'll see him play when we're only winning by like 3 goals and we're going like five in the back or something. But I don't know. I just thought it was very interesting because we've barely, I feel like we just barely see him play anymore. Um, we talked about that. We talked about Segovia. We talked about Suarez and Messi. We talked about the defensive low block. I think that's it. We talked about Bright. I think that's gonna be it. I wonder when we see Baltasar. Hopefully by the summertime. Like hopefully he'll be okay for like Club World Cup. Or hopefully he could just be. Hopefully he'll be good like after Club World Cup. Like if he's not good by like after Club World Cup, like that, this is a problem. Like that's a huge problem. But we'll see. But we have this next game against San Jose, who they recently won their game. We're gonna do a whole preview on this on Friday, right? But just to talk a little bit about it, San Jose, they currently had a game against Portland Timbers where they won 4-1. Um, the Timbers are a pretty good side this year, if I can remember, or if I know correctly. Actually, yes, here, let me show you guys this. So this is the Western Conference table. They the Timbers, as you can see, are in third place right here. Third place right here. We have Vancouver obviously in first. Minnesota are in second. This is going to be a crazy game. This is, oh wait, no. San Jose is Wednesday, right? No, we're playing Minnesota. Wait. We're playing Minnesota next, right? Let me fact check that. Aren't we playing Minnesota? Because I know we have 2 road games coming up. Yes, we're playing Minnesota next. Okay, my bad, guys. See, I'm already getting discombobulated about this. Okay, we're playing Minnesota next. Correction. I forget. We have 2 back-to-back away games, and they're both against West Conference teams. I just got confused. So we're playing Minnesota next. They are second place in the Western Conference, 15 goals for, 10 goals conceded. Let's see who they recently played. They recently destroyed Austin 3-0. Austin are currently sitting in 6th place in the Western Conference. They took a loss to Vancouver, but that's expected. They tied to Dallas. So they've been getting pretty good results. They tied to a struggling LA guys. LA Galaxy, I think, are bottom of the table. LA Galaxy have not won a game in 11 games. Holy shit. Holy shit. Shout out to Giovanni Diaz with the 199 donation. I looked it up. Andres Dreyer, let's steal him. Um, is that like the freaking is that like the best Dreyer? Is that like the best winger? This guy's a yeah, this guy's what the this guy's looks like an accountant. What the hell? This guy literally looks like an accountant. Oh, look, they put Noah Allen as a standout. That's funny. Um, where is this guy? Dreyer. This one's a cheap pick. Andrew Jerry's positioned as a right wing back, but I wanted to reward San Diego for an impressive start to their expansion season. Jerry Carey San Diego attack with Chucky Lozano was out injured, and he's the perfect fit for the style team. For the style his team wants to play, coming on his left foot, playing in the pocket, running it behind. Dreyer has so much quality and understanding of where to be. I hope more MLS teams are targeting players of his profile in the transfer market. Hey, bro, shout out to Giovanni for putting that up. What are your thoughts on Obando? Can he handle the game and scores easily? I don't think Obando's like fully ready yet, especially to be like a starter for this team. He's only 18 years old. I think off the bench he'll be good. I know he scored against Dallas when he had that start, which I think is a huge confidence, and I think it's very very important for a player like him. But I don't think he's ready yet. Um, he definitely needs to be. Um, I don't think he needs to be a starter for sure, but I think off the bench he can definitely be useful, and we did see him off the bench yesterday. Bright has worked out. Oh wait, no, Vice Rosa put this chat first. Lujan, if you give him a red that looks like Mario, Toto Aviles doesn't play well in training sessions. That's why he doesn't choose him. Bright has to work out pretty well for us and was playing soccer in the college team before joining. Yeah, that's true. But Bright also played in Italy. Bright played in like Serie D or something. Like he played for like a team in Serie D, so he has that slight experience playing in Italy. Um, you know, and there is my brain guy. I didn't know he played in MLS. Um, that's funny, man. Does Obando ever smile? I don't think so. To be honest, I don't think I have seen him. But what was I saying? Yeah, so LA Galaxy are struggling. Minnesota. That's embarrassing. LA Galaxy are struggling. I just had to point that out because I don't think I've ever seen an LA Galaxy not win a game in 11 games. Uh, so yeah, it's gonna be interesting. This is gonna be very very interesting to see. Let's see how they lined up against Austin really quickly, just to get like a little preview here, a little sneak peek of the preview. So if I move my fat head to the other side of the screen, or at least to the top of the screen, so you guys can see this. Gressel, I think, came off the bench, right? Yes. So Gressel came off the bench right here in the 64th minute for this guy named Harvey right here. So it looks like it says here that they play a 5 midfield formation, 3 in the back. So they probably switched to a 5 at the back defensively. And then they have Will Trapp, which is a experienced MLS player. Robin Lod. I'm honestly not familiar with any of these guys, but their jerseys are very, very clean. I don't know if you guys seen these jerseys before. Um, Minnesota's jerseys are super, super clean. But anyways, I don't want to get too much into it. But They destroyed Austin. This is something that we're gonna have to be worrying about, and we're gonna talk a lot about it on Friday for the preview. So don't you worry. Obando will have a very hard time being successful on this team. He is in the box 9, and we don't play like that. Ask Campana. So like that is the most factual comment all probably of tonight. That's like top 3 factual comments of tonight. Uh, Brian and his brother were part of the AC Milan. Word. Never a pro game. Who's also to blame for the drought? Jorge Mas in the front office. I heard the office has been toxic. Like, I mean, like, that's why they've been like firing people, hiring people. Um, Facts. I hope he goes. But he'll probably go to Milan. Hopefully. But anyways, I think that's gonna be it. We're a little bit over an hour, but it's all good. We touched on all the topics that I think that we had to go through for this live discussion. Everything in my little notebook here. Now like I said, this win doesn't justify the mistakes that Mascherano has made. This win doesn't justify kind of this negative run, I guess, that we've kind of been on, or the crash out essentially of the CONCACAF Champions Cup. There's still a lot of the season to play. There's still a lot of the season to go and to honestly make up for it. But it is definitely a great step in the right direction, especially seeing Suarez getting back involved in play, or involved with the goals at least. It's good seeing Telasco Segovia, or figuring out Telasco Segovia's role a little bit more in this team. Tadeo Ashende playing more wide than centrally, maybe. Seeing players like Yannick Bright get a start and things like that. So we'll have to see. We'll have to see how everything goes from here on in. But I think that we're going to be making tremendous progress, as we move. So I'm happy. I'm super, super happy with this 4-1 win. I'm super happy with essentially, honestly, how we played, because, a 4-1 win it's very hard to be mad at a 4-1 win. You know what I'm saying? But I think that's going to wrap up the live discussion for today. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in, for participating in the chat, for leaving your comments, for liking the video, for subscribing to the channel, for just supporting me. You guys are honestly amazing. You guys are the best. Shout out again to Giovanni for the $1.99 donation. Don't forget to like. Yeah, I appreciate it. Yeah, make sure to hit the like button, subscribe, share with your friends if you are new. Stay tuned, guys. I might be doing a giveaway. If you guys live in Miami, or want to be in Miami, or want to be or go to an Inter Miami game, I might do a giveaway for a game at the end of the month, at the 30th or 31st. I don't know how many days are in May, but the game at the end of the month, I might be doing a giveaway. So stay tuned. I'll give more information about that probably this week, and I'll let you guys know, so you guys have that chance to win 2 tickets to go to an Inter Miami game. I think it's the one against Columbus. It'll be Inter Miami versus Columbus. So stay tuned for that information later this week. I'll keep you guys updated on that. But without, delaying it any further, hope you guys have a great night. I'll see you guys on Friday for the preview against Minnesota. It should be a good game. And yeah, hopefully we can keep our winning ways. And hopefully Suarez can keep scoring goals. So I'll see you guys on Friday. Have a great rest of your night. Val Miami.